Anakin Skywalker is one of the most iconic characters in the Star Wars universe. And we can say without any doubt that this is partly due to the incredible job done by Hayden Christensen, who played this role. But what if we told you someone else could have played it? Welcome to Star Wars Deconstructed, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy. Whether you're a Jedi Sith or somewhere in between, join us today as we dive into this topic and discuss how we might have seen another face play the iconic Anakin Skywalker. Charlie Hunnam recently revealed an alternate universe where Anakin Skywalker might have been someone other than Hayden Christensen. Can you imagine that? Well, according to Hunnam himself, he was this close to wielding the lightsaber of the iconic Star Wars character. In a chat with E.T.'s Ash Crossan, ahead of his upcoming film Rebel Moon, Hunnam confirmed the long-standing rumor about his audition for the role of Anakin. Stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Ryan Phillip, and Paul Walker were also in the mix, but Lucas almost went with the relatively unknown Canadian actor to start Darth Vader's origin story. I had forgotten about that too, but yes, I did. I got to the point where I was meeting George Lucas, which I don't think he meets a lot of actors, Hunnam recalled. I think it was probably maybe 2 to 3 actors they were considering. I don't remember much about it. From what he could recall, nerves were the dominant feeling during the meeting. Hunnam assumed Lucas picked up on his jitters, and I just remember it being very awkward meeting and walking out and thinking, well, I'm definitely not getting the role, and I was correct. He quipped, sometimes it's about the vibes. In the captivating saga of who could have been Anakin Skywalker, Leonardo DiCaprio once ventured to Skywalker Ranch in Marin County, California, the heartland of all things Star Wars, for a meeting with George Lucas himself back in January 2000. Rumor has it is that DiCaprio later declined the role. Imagine that alternate universe where Leo wielded the lightsaber. Joining the alternate Anakin additions were Ryan Phillip, Paul Walker, and Devon Sawa. Sawa, fresh off his transition from child actor to young adult roles, revealed his heartbreak after missing out. There were 5 of us going for it, and then they ended up going with Hayden Christensen from Vancouver, and he did a great job, but I was heartbroken. I want to say I came close. On the other side of the Force, Hayden Christensen, during his first on-camera interview after landing the iconic role, was bursting with enthusiasm. I can't wait. It'll be so cool to see yourself pod racing and using the Force, the then 19-year-old shared, thrilled to join Natalie Portman and Ewan McGregor on the prequel trilogy. It's insanity. I grew up on this stuff. Preparing to step into Anakin's shoes, Christensen was all about the physical prep. I'm trying to get in shape and buff up a little bit. I'm going to start taking BOA classes, which is a stick fighting course. Standing in front of a Star Wars mural on the 20th Century Fox studio backlot, he couldn't contain his joy. And then I leave for Australia at the beginning of June. I'm very lucky, and I couldn't be happier right now. In the cosmic leap to 2022, the stars aligned for Christensen and McGregor as they return to the Star Wars universe for Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Set a decade after the fiery events of Episode 3, the limited series dives into Obi-Wan's clandestine quest to safeguard Luke Skywalker's hidden existence. Director and executive producer Deborah Chow emphasized the pivotal role of Christensen's return. We couldn't tell the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi without addressing Anakin or Vader. McGregor, echoing the excitement, shared the most beautiful thing of all is that it's brought me back together with Hayden. Having another swing at each other might be satisfying for everybody. We hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoy making it. Christensen further graced the franchise in the following year, reprising Anakin to face off against Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano in Ahsoka. Proof that in the Star Wars cosmos, stars can always return if the tale permits. As for Charlie Hunnam, while the Force hasn't beckoned him, he's diving into the universe of Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire. Under the helm of Zack Snyder, this space opera orbits a world gripped by the tyrannical Mother World. Threatened by the forces of the Imperium, the moon of Velt stands on the brink. Korra, a former member of the Imperium, seeks redemption, rallying warriors across the galaxy to challenge the Mother World's oppressive regime. Charlie Hunnam joins an impressive lineup in Rebel Moon, sharing the screen with a stellar ensemble that includes Sofia Boutella, Michael Huisman, Jimon Hounsou, Duna Bay, Ray Fisher, Cleopatra Coleman, Yuna Malone, Frafi, Ed Skrein, and Anthony Hopkins. Quite the galaxy of talent, isn't it? Hunnam, diving into Zack Snyder's universe as Kine, a mercenary and starship pilot hired by Korra, couldn't contain his excitement. The prospect of playing in Snyder's world is really fun. He highlighted the immense passion poured into the script, recognizing Snyder's burning dedication even before conversations began. Describing his approach to Kai, Hunnam shared a unique perspective. For the first time in my career, I felt like a possession. It felt like I didn't really do anything. Surrendering to Kai's essence, he trusted his character's instinct. I think I just knew that Kai knew what he wanted to do, and I said, I'm not gonna get in your way, dude. You do you, and I'll try not to get fired. Hunnam's take on Kai unveils a fresh perspective, allowing the character's innate drive to steer his portrayal. Speaking of the project itself, in a galaxy not so far away, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is poised to take Netflix by storm. But did you know that this epic sci-fi tale was once pitched as a Star Wars venture to Lucasfilm a decade ago? Snyder's vision for a galaxy torn by Imperial oppression, sizzling swords, and a narrative echoing Lucas's creation seemed destined for the stars. Yet when the stars didn't align with Lucasfilm, Snyder and his producing partner and wife Deborah saw it as a cosmic blessing in disguise. Recalling the pivotal moment, Snyder shared Deborah's insightful perspective. When it turned out that it wasn't going to work out, my wife and producing partner Deborah said to me, "This is the best news that you could possibly have gotten." The shift led Snyder down an exhilarating path, birthing a sprawling, detail-laden universe entirely his own. The process of creating this world, though exhausting and very time-consuming, and really the amount of detail is insane, has been incredibly rewarding. The visionary behind 300 and Watchmen reflected. It does give you the ability to deconstruct sci-fi icons and tropes that you're used to, Snyder added, highlighting the freedom to weave a narrative beyond the confines of established lore. Zack Snyder, a filmmaker unafraid of controversy, has carved a niche for himself by staying true to his distinct creative vision. His name is practically synonymous with controversy, albeit not in a negative sense. From introducing Henry Cavill as Superman in Man of Steel, to masterfully adapting iconic comics like Watchmen and 300, Snyder's stamp is unmistakable in every frame of his films. After a long stint with the DCEU, Snyder ventures into new territory with his original two-part film series, commencing with Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. In an exclusive interview at this year's Comic-Con experience in Brazil, Collider's Steve Weintraub dived into Snyder's inspiration behind Rebel Moon. They explored how the project evolved from its roots as a Star Wars pitch into an epic saga, still carrying echoes of the iconic franchise yet forging its own narrative path. Snyder, joined by collaborators Shay Hatton and Kurt Johnstad, sheds light on the 80s influences that flavored the creation of Rebel Moon. The director also dived into his other projects, offering insights into why Sucker Punch never received a director's cut, why Watchmen stands as a gateway to his filmography, and even shares his favorite action sequences. Additionally, Snyder tantalizes fans with a glimpse into his upcoming star-studded, provocative animated series, Twilight of the Gods. Rebel Moon marks a bold leap for Zack Snyder, a visionary known for reshaping the undead in Dawn of the Dead and redefining iconic superheroes like Superman and Batman in Man of Steel and Justice League. This $160 million-plus venture represents a daring departure from established franchises, a rarity in an industry increasingly reliant on recognizable brands and IP. Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, sets its course for a Netflix release on December 22nd, followed by a second installment in April. The narrative orbits around Korra, Sofia Boutella, an enigmatic wanderer who crash-landed on a distant corner of the cosmos, thrusts her into the role of defender for peaceful villagers against the iron grip of the Imperium. Snyder's foray into uncharted galactic terrain promises to captivate audiences with this audacious departure from the norm, offering a fresh narrative canvas in an industry where established IPs often reign supreme. Stay tuned as Rebel Moon ignites the screens, embarking on a cosmic odyssey filled with mystery, rebellion, and the relentless pursuit of freedom. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and watch the next one.